Hi folks, just a quick video. Yeah, not really a lot to say, not really a lot's been happening really, so there you go. Alright, well, I got the court thing on, in 2 days time actually, yeah, for that supposed sentencing situation, so yeah. Do I care? Nope. Am I concerned what's going to happen? Nope, not at all. No. Not in any way, shape or form, why would I be? Yeah, well, the reality is, yeah. What are the options? I suppose. As I say, do I really care about it? No, not at all. Well, because, you know, if the dogs don't come back, then okay, that's going to happen. That's fine. I'll be sorry for the dogs. Yeah, of course. It's very windy that way, going this way. It's not so windy, so we'll go this way. Yeah. Yeah, put it this way. I feel sorry for the dogs because, of course, they've lost me and then they're going to lose each other as a result. Well, yeah, the reality is, can I do anything about it? No. So, is there any point in me worrying about it if I can't do anything about it? Not at all. No. What's going to happen is going to happen. I mean, one thing that will be interesting is that if I can find the paperwork, I'll be contesting the compensation situation with regards to the SSPCA brought this thing over, saying about if they sell the dogs, then that's what compensation I'll be getting, but they were taking away lots of fees, basically lots of money that they want me to pay back that they've had to pay. Yeah, that's going to be a joy if I get a chance to contest that in court, because I'm going to tear the SSPCA apart when I do that, because this is an organisation that pretends that they care about animals. No, they don't. They couldn't give a damn about animals at all. But basically, the whole point about my court thing was supposedly about me causing suffering, which there was no suffering at all on the dogs at all. So the SSPCA have been causing suffering to my dogs. Yeah, taking them apart from the human causes suffering, taking them apart from each other causes suffering, and then, you know, a few of the dogs had diarrhea for a few days. Yeah. So they had medical stuff for that because they couldn't stop it. That causes suffering because they didn't even ask me what food the dogs have. Yeah. So if I asked that question, there'd be no issues with them for the food. But they didn't even ask at all. No. They didn't even care what food they had before. Didn't even care. You know? Well, that's, yeah, as I say, that's this organisation that's supposed to care about animals when they don't even care what food the animals are on. Now, I get the point. If you've got dogs in the kennel, and if you've got quite a few different dogs in the kennel, feeding them different food can be a bit tricky. Well, certainly if you've got individual dogs, feeding them different food. But imagine you yourself want to put a dog into kennels. Don't you think that they should ask that sort of question? Don't you think they should be bothered about what food the dogs are eating? You know, to make sure that they don't have issues with persistent diarrhea. Yeah. Persistent diarrhea is going to cause suffering, of course it is. Because if we as humans have persistent diarrhea, that causes suffering to us. So it's going to cause suffering to animals. So did they even bother to contact me and say, we're having problems here with a few of the dogs having persistent diarrhea. What have you done in the past to solve that? I could have told them. Yeah, if they've got that sort of issue, don't feed them. Don't feed them for a day. Next day, give them some toast. And then slowly introduce their food back. That's how you deal with that. That's how I've dealt with all of mine over those years, so it does work. Did they ask me? Nope. Did they care? No. course they didn't care. No, they had no care or concern whatsoever. No. That's the point. If they choose to go down that path, and they can go down that path if they really want, and they have. This is the point. They want to basically not give a damn, but they want it to look as if they do. As I say, the reason why they take dogs away from people is because if they don't take that animal away and then something worse happens, it looks bad on them. Yeah, so say it's like social workers years ago would do the same with kids. Yeah, they would take kids away from homes where they shouldn't be taken away from them because, if something does actually happen, it looks bad on the social workers because they didn't act when someone lied about something. Yeah, they don't care if someone lied. All they care about is if something happens now, it's bad for them. It looks bad on them completely. Or they're scared of that. Oh yeah, because they get in trouble. Yeah, and people don't give them money. That's the point. They want money from people. Yeah. Well, the SSPCA do, don't they? They're a charity, so they need money. And so, yeah, they take dogs away and they say, aren't we the heroes? Hey, look at us, we're heroes. We take dogs away when basically nothing happened. But we take dogs away because that's what we do. Yeah, because we care about animals. When you look closely, they don't. Not in any way, shape or form. They couldn't care less about animals. To do that, you'd have to get the right people in. But to do that, you'd have to have a policy where you would have to actually have a public notice just to say we're not going to take animals away that shouldn't be taken away. Even if it looks bad on us to do that. Yeah, because we care about the animals, so it makes complete sense if you care about the animals to want the animals to stay with the humans that they're with. Because that's their family. Why would you want to take them away unless there was absolutely strong reason to do so? The problem is they won't do that because then they won't get the support they need. So that sort of organisation should not be a charity, should it really? If you're completely reliant upon public support, you can't really be a charity and really care about the things you're supposed to care about. Put the animals first. You're going to put your charity first, aren't you? Because what the charity needs is money. When it all comes down to money and you're needing the money, you're always going to put yourself first. The charity is always going to put itself first because that's the bloody point. The charity has to stay alive, otherwise the staff lose their jobs. They don't want that. Most likely that charity will keep going until something absolutely horrendous happens, or until it is reported and the reporter actually goes in, basically from a major newspaper, goes in and does a proper story on just how badly treated these animals are in the care of the SSPCA, because they're going to be badly treated. Well, as I say, if you've got animals that have persistent diarrhoea, then that isn't good. But as I say, to me, what I'll be contesting isn't that point about them having persistent diarrhoea, even though that will be mentioned. The thing that I'll be contesting is the fact they want me to pay for it. Because the dogs were still under my ownership at the time. They're not anymore, but they were. And they didn't even consult me about putting them on medication. Which means that why should I pay for something they never even asked me about? They put the other dogs on pet plans and never even consulted me on that. Again, excuse me, if you wanted me to pay for something and they are actually my dogs, should you be injecting my dogs with anything without actually getting my consent? You talk about me doing something that causes suffering, but excuse me, you're injecting crap into my dogs without actually getting my consent to do so. That's got to be breaking the law to do that. Even the situation with Mollie, they want me to pay for Mollie's op when they what was it called? It wasn't a C-section, it was the other thing where they took a womb away and all that sort of stuff. They were telling me they're really worried about her. They want to do this operation. And I was saying, you don't need to. She's fine. She's absolutely fine. You do not need to worry about it just yet. She's fine. No, we're incredibly worried. We really want to do it. Could you, please, can you just give us permission to do that? I said, okay. I said, look, what I'll do is, I'll say to you, if you really want to do it, it's on you. You're making this decision. You're the one saying you really want to do this. You take responsibility for it. They said, yeah, no problem. But as soon as they say that, they got to pay. I'm not paying. I said it wasn't necessary. It wasn't. I prayed about it, prayed about it. It's all gone on the issue because since I knew that there was an issue with her bleeding still, so I prayed about it. But as I say, that had been happening for a long time. As far as I know, that happens with older dogs. You know, once they get past around 6, if they're still having pups, that can be an issue. As far as I knew. Yeah. When I'd spoken to vets about it previously, they had said, don't worry about it. So, well, in the end, she had a form of cancer in the area, but it wasn't a spreadable form of cancer, so there wasn't any reason to panic and do it at that point in time. So, I was correct, they weren't. But they were the ones who were pushing it, so they are the ones who can pay for it. It's up to them, not up to me at all. It's not my responsibility to pay for something that they wanted to do. That's about 900 quid. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. 900 quid for that. I'll tell you, prices have gone up. Because when Lucy had a C-section and then they did the same to her, took her womb out and everything, that cost about the same amount. But she had a C-section first to get puppies out. That was Riley's litter. So, yeah. Oh, in the end, it is what it is. Time will tell. Right. Yeah. But I'll speak to my solicitor about the issue of the SSPCA and their compensation situation. I'll inform him of the situation and it needs to be contested. And it can be contested in court, I do believe. So, yeah. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll let you know. If anything happens, I'll let you know. You take care, God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.